Eastern PA Weather 30 meteorologist Bobby Martin here with your outlook for July 16th, 2018. We're going to have a cold front off to our west today, and out ahead of it, we're going to have warm southwesterly winds, and that's going to get temperatures above 90 degrees in many spots today, and the heat indices are going to be approaching 100 in many spots, so a very hot day today. There is a risk for an isolated thunderstorm in a few spots, but most areas are going to stay dry. I think I'll show you where the focus of that is here in a second. But this cold front will actually come through here on Tuesday. This is all some prefrontal trough action, and we actually have the cold front sitting back here like this, and this is all like along a prefrontal trough boundary, and that's where all that activity is. So that's far west of our coverage area, just isolated stuff farther east. So we go to the NAM high-res future simulated radar, and we're going to start this off at 2 p.m., and you can see some isolated to very widely scattered pop-up stuff. This is what it's going to be today. Very low shear environment again, so they're not going to be moving with any sense of purpose, and you're going to have an opportunity for a few drenching storms to pop up. They're going to be few and far in between. We kind of had that yesterday afternoon in some spots in generally the same areas, and I think the focus today is going to be right up in here. This is where the focus of these storms are going to be today. You could have something further south, but I think they're even more isolated, but the greatest concentration of anything would be up in this area, and even that is not going to be that big of a deal. As they move this forward, we're now getting to this is 5 p.m. Here is 6 p.m. You can see a few things starting to pop up over here also, but I think the concentration, again, is going to be during the evening hours. And it's now looking at 7 p.m., 8 p.m., 9 p.m. You can see it's just over that same area right in here. So I think that's where your focus is going to be today. But these are not over-the-top storms. They're just some pop-up garden variety storms that we'll be dealing with today. Just heat of the day, diurnally driven type stuff. So very hot and humid today will lead to some of these storms firing a little bit in our far interior locations. So not a real big deal. I think the bigger deal is going to come on Tuesday with the cold front moving eastward. Now here's a look at early Tuesday morning, and then, this is Tuesday afternoon I just went to. Tuesday afternoon and evening, and that's what we're looking at right here with the scattered showers and thunderstorms moving eastward. It's going to be a question of timing exactly when this front comes in. If it comes in a little bit too early, we might not be able to tap into all that energy that's available in the atmosphere. There'll be very high instability values. In some places over 3,000 joules per kilogram, so that is a very high value, which means they're going to have a tremendous amount of lightning, but the shear isn't too high, so again, they're going to be dealing with slow-moving storms and a lot of rainfall. I think if you're going to rank anything in terms of severe potential anyway, which we're going to include things that expand beyond the National Weather Service and what they consider severe, I think the order of what we're dealing with here on Tuesday is most likely, number one, heavy rain and flash flooding. Number two, frequent lightning. Number three would be wind damage. And it would be straight line wind damage if it were to occur. A few of these soundings are indicative of some stronger winds and higher lapse rates that would contribute to that. So again, it's all a matter of timing. How much cloud cover you have in the morning will help stabilize things and mitigate some of that threat. So it'll be a call that we'll make on Tuesday as we're getting a little bit closer, and kind of a last minute thing here, but the potential is there for at least some stronger to perhaps severe weather. And I think if that were to occur, that's probably going to be in our farther east locations, extreme eastern Pennsylvania, southeast PA, Jersey, Delaware, places like that. So that's why I think your best focus is going to be just based on timing. But if this slows down just a little bit, that expands this area a little bit further westward. Okay, so don't jump the gun on that, or just assume that there's going to be these areas and that's it. Again, going back to the NAM high-res future simulated radar, and we're going to go through this on Tuesday just to show you what we're dealing with. Here's 2 p.m., here's 5 p.m. You can see the scattered activity across eastern Pennsylvania. It really skips over most of central Pennsylvania because it's coming in too early there. And then we get into the evening hours, it starts getting into more of a congealed line instead of this broken line look. And that's going to be for southeastern PA up into northern New Jersey. So these areas here are probably going to have the best chance for any severe weather. So we'll revisit this over the next 24 hours and take a closer look at that. But right now, that's what we're looking at for Tuesday. And this cold front is actually going to break the heat. It's going to be pretty warm and muggy on Tuesday, I think, because of that front and the clouds associated with it might limit areas from getting to 90 degrees. But you could come close down to the Philadelphia metro and points south and east, and so that's going to be taking a little bit longer to get to those locations. This front will move uniformly off the coast, and we're going to lower the humidity and temperatures Wednesday through Friday, kind of near normal, though. We're not really going to be too far from what average is for this time of year. So nothing cooler than average. We're just talking about mid-80s or thereabout. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, mostly sunny skies expected during this entire period. Here's Thursday, here's Friday. So nothing going on. Now we're going to turn our attention to the weekend, and a lot to be decided with this because the models are having a hard time with this system right here. This is part of a cutoff low, and a cutoff low just means it's this look at that looking up at 18,000 feet up here. You have a area low pressure right here. It's an upper level low. It's cut off because here's the flow like this. The flow's like this, and then you have another flow over the top. So this is kind of cut off from the flow, and it just kind of sits and spins over the Great Lakes. The exact position and of this system will determine how the weekend unfolds here. And the models today have been starting to back off. Let me go back to the right image. Models have been backing off the forward extent of how far eastward this gets and just kind of hangs it over the Ohio Valley. If that's the case, Saturday actually isn't too bad. We get to Saturday here. High pressure off the east is actually helping to block this from coming eastward. So here's a look at Saturday right here. We don't have anything really going on in our coverage area because this thing is held up and just sits and spins to our west. So this is the whole day Saturday looks like our coverage area. Nothing more than isolated shower. No big deal, right? Well, it did have on previous runs, had a deluge coming across, had this little area low pressure right here, right off the coast, developing and moving northward. And it still does that to some extent, but this is bringing it in instead as it moves eastward, coming in on Sunday with more scattered shower activity expected then. So we're just trying to decide whether it's going to be a Saturday and Sunday thing or Saturday or Sunday, leaning more towards Sunday right now because that's where the models went today. But we will follow this closely because anytime with cutoff lows, the models are having a very difficult time trying to depict what's going to be going on at the surface based on what's going on aloft, so if that makes any sense. So this is going to take some time to work this out. We'll revisit this throughout the week in the local forecasts and handle it that way. This will be the final video I do this entire week. I am moving from purchasing a new home, selling my current home, and I will not be available to do these videos the rest of this week, and the next one that I'll be doing is Sunday night for next Monday. So we will have a static image up all week in the normal spot on the website where the video is located. You will not be able to see an updated daily video, and this one will carry through the upcoming week. And actually tomorrow I'll replace it with just a static image that says, hey, I'm on vacation and won't be here. So I will not be here the whole week. The next video update is next Sunday night for Monday. So please check your local forecast for any updates throughout the week on both severe weather, potential on Tuesday, and also for what's going on for next weekend. I'm Eastern PA Weather 30 meteorologist Bobby Martich. That is your outlook for July 16th, 2018. Have a great Monday.